after a mass shooting left 10 dead at a supermarket.
This is not open season on African Americans.
Investigators say suspect Peyton Gendron specifically targeted the store because he wanted to kill as many black people as possible. The 18-year-old has pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder charges.
The evidence that we have uncovered so far makes no mistake that this is an absolute racist hate crime.
Last year, police questioned Gendron after he reportedly made threats at his high school in Conklin, New York.
They interviewed the subject and they felt it was appropriate at that time to have that individual brought in for a mental health evaluation. The state police did their job to the fullest that they could at that time.
Buffalo residents said they were astonished by the allegations.
It boggles my mind that this young man traveled 200 miles, 4 hours, to target our community. It just boggles the mind.
Police say Gendron live-streamed the attack, and though a spokesperson for the site Twitch insists it was pulled down within 2 minutes, it does raise questions about what more social media companies could or should be doing to prevent publicizing violence.
Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I begin, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashum, Yahushua, Ba'ashum, Rakah Kadash, the bonds to the apostles, the bonds to the elders, a great millstone, Ruel, and talks this truth. Much respect to you brothers out there who's preaching this word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of earth. Tabernacle David, hopeful elect, and speckled birds. So what you seen from that video, you know, hey, that's just light work for the Lord. All right, because we understand, us that's in this truth, we understand that the Lord sends out these spirits to judge our people for judgment in general. All right, and Jake out there, as a brother sent me in the text, hey, they partying like it's 1999 out here. They're not ready for Jacob's trouble, which is the truth. Our people's not ready for Jacob's trouble. All right, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, who the Lord has been given the blessing of the sword. Hey, the Lord is going to let this man move. He's going to mow down a lot of our people. And it's not going to be pretty for a lot of you Jakes out there. As the scriptures say, it's high time to wake out of sleep. For now salvation is nearer than when we believe. Okay, you got to know what time it is. And you got to take heed to this truth. And the only ones that's going to be delivered is the Lord's elect. Now that's a way. I was going to say that's a horrible way to go out, but really, as we read in the scriptures, you know, starving to death is one of the horrible ways to go out. Eating a nuclear missile is one of the horrible ways to go out. It says in scripture, those that be slain with the sword, yeah, that's pretty much a mercy kill. All right. So it's going to be crazy out here, and you Jakes ain't ready. You ain't ready for the war. When you're on this side, you're spiritually ready for the battle. You know what's coming, and you Jakes ain't ready. Without further ado, I'll go ahead and get some scriptures, and Lord willing, it's edifying. This is Exodus 17 and verse 16. For he said, because the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. And this is that generation to generation battle that we've been having. All right, he has that perpetual hatred towards our people. Okay, they're trying to charge this man with hate crime. Hey, your whole nation is filled with hate. You're the wicked. Okay, and don't get it twisted. You know, with them coming up against their own people, they're eventually going to come up against the men of the Lord, the elect, the men of the Lord that's out there on the highways and byways preaching his word. Okay. They're just making their moves. Let's see. This is Zechariah 11 and verse 5. Who possessors slay them. They slay us to this very day. To this very day, they slaying us. They killing us, man. It's why we need the Lord to save us, to deliver us. But you Jakes out there think it's a game. You know, they think that we're just bums out there just preaching the word for nothing. All right, we're out here to blow that trumpet to warn you. We're to be a reprover unto our people, to give them correction. Like I had the Jake the other day that knew he was an Israelite, and he was smoking while he was listening. Well, hey, you know, had to tell him, hey, Jake, since you know that you are Israelite, Hey, you gotta put down that weed or whatever you smoking, man. All right. Now he did it, but it remains to be seen. The man's goings of the Lord. It remains to be seen, you know, because I told him, hey, you gotta pray that demon to get off of you, man. All right, so it remains to be seen. But that's our job out there, to tell our people, you know, you may know that you are Israelite, but you got to get correction. And a lot of our people can't take correction. They want sweet, smooth, buttery words. They want to think everything is all sweet and gravy. No, that's not how things work out here. You are going to get your head cut off out here in these last days if you don't take heed to the Lord. Who possesses, slay them, and hold themselves not guilty. They that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I'm rich. All right. Hey, Esau, Edom sold us, got rich off of us, off the backs of the Israelites. And it's like, oh man, the Lord's blessing us. Well, yeah, you're going to get recompense for that. And their own shepherds pity them not. And our people that's in power, you see them jakes in power. They're with the alphabet group. Hey, Esau Edom knows how to pick these people, man. He knows how to pick the wicked of our people. All right. They sell our people real quick for a check and notoriety. It's in Psalms 140 and verse 4. Keep me, O Lord Yahweh Shah, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man. Preserve us, Lord. Please, Lord. Deliver us. Save us. We gonna need that protection. This man coming up with body armor, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Machine gun and mowing down our people. Hey, we need the Lord. And you jakes don't realize that. Y'all still out here trusting in your enemy when your enemy is still making moves like this upon your people. All right? Keep me, O Lord Yahweh Shah, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have purpose to overthrow my goings. You see, because they have that perpetual hatred. All right, those that are in power made laws, legislations for Jake not to be prosperous in this world, which is this, you know, this is not our rest anyways. It's not our rest anyways. I'm gonna get this right here because this is that perpetual hatred that's been passed down through these Edomites, man. Jay be like, oh, nobody is born hating each other. No. All right. The Lord programmed these Edomites to hate us, man. They're the wicked. All right. This is their nature. This is Genesis 27 and verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of the mourning of my father are at hand. Then I will slay my brother Jacob. Now, we know that later on, Jacob and Esau, they were cool together, but that perpetual hatred, since they were two different nations, although they were brothers, they were two different nations. Okay, the perpetual hatred was passed down to his people. All right. And they're mad at their forefather Esau for giving away the blessing. But hey, the Lord set that up in the spirit. The Lord set that up in the spirit. Actually, they're mad at Jacob for taking the blessing. And the Lord set that up in the spirit. All right, we are going to have that perpetual rule for forever. Forever, man. And so they hate you, Jake. You're the salt of the earth. Salt of the world, man. They hate that, man. Ezekiel 35 and verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord Yahweh Shah came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesied against it. And that's what we do week in and week out and doing these sit downs, prophesying against Esau, Edom. All right. And say unto it, thus saith Yahweh power, behold, Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. All right, this is a future prophecy. This is what's going to happen very, very soon. The Lord is going to make our enemies most desolate. You can't keep on slaying our people over and over and over and thinking that nothing's going to happen to you. Feeding our people bull crap, poison in the air. These people got to be taken out of power, Jake. Come on, man. And say unto it, thus saith Yahweh power. Salaki already read that, verse 4. I will lay the cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate. Thou shalt know that I am the Lord. You're going to know who the Lord is. You're going to see his power. You're also going to see his power through his men. Okay? Your infrastructure is going to be brought down low. It's going to be made desolate. Verse 5, because thou is... Why? Why is all this going to happen to you? This is just one of the reasons. Verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. So even after slavery, man, even after they, quote unquote, let us go, they still kept on taking our people down, killing our people, feeding our people bull crap. Oh, you're a black man. You're not an Israelite. We're the people of the Lord. So guess what? Hey, you got something coming to you, Esau, Edom. It's not going to be pretty for you. But this is for you wicked ass jakes, man. All right, the Lord is allowing this man to move. Whether you jakes like it or not, he's going to move, man. I remember, might have been last year or 2 years ago, I had a dream, Esau, Edom was moving, man. And Jake was carnal. They got up their guns and they lost that fight. They probably only got like one Edomite soldier or whatever. They probably only got like one Edomite soldier and that was it. Hey, Jake was out there running, screaming, hiding. They had no protection. Them Edomites took him out real quick, man. So I'm going to get this right here. Ezekiel 21 and verse 8. Again, the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, say, a sword is sharpened, and is also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contendeth the rod of my son as every tree. All right, so the Lord is saying, Esau, Edom, that sword is being sharpened right now. That axe, that sword is being sharpened right now. And he's gearing up to mow down our people. All right. And it says, hey, is this the time to make mirth? Is this the time to be laying down in the cares of this world? No, Jake, it's not. Verse 11, and he have given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. The sword is sharpened and is furbished. It is getting into the hand of the slayer. Cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. It shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terror by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh. All right. So the Lord is saying, once again, this man Esau, Edom, is going to mow down our people, man. And it's not going to be pretty. So it doesn't matter your position. All right. Whether you are high class Jake in this world or low class Jake in this world, if you're not serving the Lord, you're going to get mowed down. You're going to be cut down like a tree. All right. Hey, even easier than that, man. Hey, the way that, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the video was on Instagram. It may have been a different shooting, may not. But the video that I saw on Instagram, Edomite hopped out the car and just start shooting, man. Shooting people at the store. You Jakes ain't ready. You ain't ready, man. Ezekiel 9 and 4. Love this right here. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. All right, that mark right there is a spiritual mark, the wall. All right, that's a spiritual mark. All right, not a physical mark, because a lot of you Jakes are going to take that physical mark, whether it be the MOTB or the Neuralink. A lot of you Jakes are going to take that, and y'all going to be through. And a lot of you Jakes ain't sighing and crying and trying to hasten the coming of the Lord. You're not thinking about the Lord. You're thinking about yourself. All right? You're thinking that you're going to rule this place forever. I got a lesson I'm going to do after this, Lord willing. There was a graduation that I went to, my brother's graduation. And apparently it's a Christian-based school, college. And hey, they thinking that this place is going to be like the Holy Roman Empire, man. I say it a lot. A lot of you jakes that think that this place is going to be a Holy Roman Empire. You got legacy in Babylon the Great. Hell no, man. Hell no. This place has a judgment coming to it. You know, and just spoiler alert, you know, you had women in there. Man, it was off. Man, it was off. So when the women speakers saying, hey, for the people, you know, advocate for the people to get the juice for the plague. A lot of you jakes up there in the churches, man, y'all not gonna make it, man. They was, oh man, you know, advocating. Yeah, this is supposed to be a Christian church, and you advocating for the alphabet group. Through, man, through. Also, you have effeminate men in there, masculine women in there, through. So y'all not gonna have that spiritual mark. Y'all gonna be taken down. And then the others, he said, in my hearing, go ye after, do the city, smite, let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and began at my sanctuary. Then it began at the ancient man, which were before the house. All right. So once again, it doesn't matter your status, high class Jake. Once again, it doesn't matter your status, high class Jake, low class Jake in the system. Hey, if you're not serving the Lord, you ain't got the spiritual mark, you are going to be mowed down. And it's not going to be pretty for you, Jake. It is not going to be pretty for you. All right? The Lord is not a respecter of persons. He is going to mow down a lot of you jakes, man. As you read further down in the scriptures. But for the sake of time, since I'm on my break, I'm going to get a couple more scriptures and I'm going to close out. This is Sirach 5 and 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. You know, those people in the store, they wasn't expecting to get mowed down. Hey, the Lord shot them up. The Lord used that spirit to shoot them up, man. All right? So we telling you, take heed now, man. This is Proverbs 28 and verse 5. Evil man understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things. You see, they don't understand judgment. They don't understand that was judgment that took place. All right? That was judgment that took place. And of course, they're going to be sighing and crying. Well, hey, you should have been listening to the Lord. Matter of fact, verse 9, he that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be an abomination. And a lot of you jakes out there, your prayer is abomination. The Lord is not hearing you. Verse 18, whosoever walketh uprightly shall be saved, but he that is perverse in his ways shall fall at once. All right? You walk it uprightly, you're going to be delivered. You won't have to worry about getting mowed down. But a lot of you jakes, you perverse in your ways, you following the ways of Esau, Edom, you're going to be mowed down. All right? Matter of fact, let's get this. Verse 28, when the wicked rise, men hide themselves. But when they perish, the righteous increase. And that's what we're waiting for, man. Because the wicked is in rule and everything's upside down. Everything, hey, this man got to be taken out of power. So we're waiting for righteousness to be increased. All right? I'm in it right there. Lord willing, is edifying. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushua Ba'Shem Karkadash, and Awah Abba Baba Shalom.